What's happening all? You know, I have all these plans to do things, and then I get out and it's just like, we'll just ride, and I forget everything that I was gonna actually do. Puppy! Oh, so about that building right there that was for sale, that's a it was an elderly folks home, and I can see why it's closed down, because it must have been pretty horrible. There was a story quite a while ago, and there was the orderlies came out and they were chasing down one of the elderly gentlemen that escaped. Now, I don't mean this was some guy in his, you know, 50s or something, because that's not elderly at all anymore, really. Apparently, it was an 85-year-old guy in a wheelchair, and he rolled himself across the parking lot, jumped over an 8-foot fence, and ran through backyards to escape. Now, how bad does your place have to be when you've got 85-year-old men, you know, planning these prison breaks and in a wheelchair, but he's hopping 8-foot gates to try and get away from those people? So I can see why it's closed now, because the orderlies actually went knocking on doors and stuff to ask if anybody had seen the guy. This is probably going to be the longest straight ride that I've actually filmed, and right now my resources are limited, so I only have one video card to save the video to, and I'm hoping that I have enough time on there to get all that I want to film, because even though the video you guys see is 10-15 minutes, that takes, oh, I don't know, that's actually 5-6 hours at least of footage. Maybe, you know, more some weeks, less some weeks, but usually it's just little clips that I take at a time. You know, I go out for an hour here, hour there, and then I put them all together. And I'm not sure how much of this I actually missed, but this down here is the Lake Berryessa Dam, and someone lost their ball, which is really sad, but I'm not gonna go down and get it because they won't let me. I would, but I don't think they'll let me down that road. Ninja. Now, apparently the overflow hasn't actually crested in years. This is the first time, and I don't know how many years, but if you could see that little, well, it's not, it's little from here, that little drain spout right there, or my finger is just completely covering it up right now, all that water that comes out of there is from the overflow. $42 million kilowatts. Now, hopefully I got him on film, but the camera might have shut off. There was a really kind gentleman down here that was telling me about it, and this is a 44-foot drainage hole, which is aptly named the Glory Hole. And it hasn't actually crested over like that in years. And I kind of wish I would have gotten up here about 2-3 weeks ago, because the gentleman was telling me that the water was so high you couldn't see the hole. It just looked like a flushing toilet bowl. It was just a swirl of water draining down into it. Usually it's pretty far down below it. There, see if we can actually get the gate out of the way. And that's actually a drainage so that no extra pressure gets put on the dam. That is really cool. And that's what they have up here at the top of the dam. Very beautiful place though, and it's only, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes from the house. We'll head a little farther up. Puppy! There was this post on Facebook that I saw, and it was a picture of a guy. Apparently, he was making lewd gestures at a statue they put up on Wall Street called the Fearless Girl. And the statue's supposed to represent more women's diversity in Wall Street and stuff, and I'm all for that. I get that. The problem is what actually happened. Apparently, the guy made lewd gestures at the statue, and people lost their minds. I mean, he was on the news and all sorts of stuff about how he was such a horrible male human being and all this other stuff. And the problem I have with this is it only takes about 10 seconds to go onto Google and find, oh, I don't know, 100, 1,000 different photos of women doing extremely lewd things to statues. The captions on all of those videos are simply, oh, look at these girls having fun, you know, just girls having a good time and things of that nature. Now, why is it that there's such disparity between the two? How come a guy does a lewd thing to a statue and he is the worst scum of the earth, but a woman does lewd things to a statue and she's just a girl having a good time? Now, some might say, well, it's because what the statue represents, that's what made it so bad. Okay. All of the sculptures that you find have a meaning. There's a reason that they were put there. There's a reason that they're landmarks, they're statues. They have a meaning and stuff to somebody. So you can't go off the meaning. So my question to all of you is, why is this guy the scum of the earth, yet all those women just women having fun, when what they're doing is identical? If you like the video, please comment, like, subscribe, butterfly. If you didn't, hate, dislike, you know, whatever you want to click on. But either way, I'm going to do what I do, and I will see you guys next week.